Pretty sure I'm gonna run out of battery today. Why do I think that? I think it's a little chilly out. I think the bigger thing is I just keep forgetting to turn the camera off. I'm not really expecting to take any pictures between here and getting into the park. So this is 81st here, and there's a little entryway into the park right after 81st Street, which we'll duck into. That's the American Museum of Natural History. It's the Barrowford. If you're on our left, I am wearing gloves today. Welcome back, cold temperatures. And this is the park on the right. I might have mentioned one of those thoroughfares, the thoroughways that go through the park. 81st is one of them. And here we'll take a quick pause and you'll see it kind of goes down the grade. It just goes underneath the park. Not like a tunnel under the park, but rather below the park. So all of the autos are kind of out of sight, out of sound. Of course, now I want to take a picture and I don't have the camera on. I find myself holding my breath when I take a picture up until I hit the shutter. And strangely, my glasses still get fogged up. All right, so today we're walking over to the Mets. We're not going to the Mets. However, we're gonna walk across the park and see if we can get this moon shot in here. They mentioned in Thursday's episode, there's a Middle Eastern focused exhibit. I have a feeling it's there often at the Met. However, there's a specific part of it that's focused on then Persia, now Iran, and specifically a city in the northeast of Iran that acted sort of as a hub for the Silk Road or Silk routes. The idea of bringing trade from east to west to across Asia and Europe. This one city, it starts with an N. I'll drop it in the doobly doo. I don't remember the name of it. Even if I did remember the name of it, I wouldn't know how to pronounce it. But they have a bunch of artifacts at the Met from the city. I guess like in the 1930s and 1940s, the Met sent some excavators to the city, found a bunch of stuff, and with or in partnership with Iran, they brought some of that stuff back to the Met and have been displaying it, I think, since the 90s. It looked like it was a lot of tools, exhibits. I'll put a link to the Met that describes the exhibit as well. Okay, so straight ahead is the where they host the Romeo and Juliet shows. We've had tickets. I think it's like a lottery, or you can get in line. You have to get in line pretty early. But unfortunately, we just haven't been able to go yet. I did take a photo of the Romeo and Juliet statue out front. I'll add that here as well. But they've just renovated it. In fact, some of the renovation might still be going on. But yeah, it's beautiful. And then on the other side of the Delacorte Theater is Belvedere Castle and Turtle Pond. Straight ahead is the south end of the Great Lawn. Yeah, so a nice little conflux of items, confluence of cool things. I walked over to the Turtle Pond a few weeks ago. No turtles yet, but it literally is a pond with a bunch of turtles in it.
Sally, come on. Come on, Sally.
You can see the software diamonds for football, or sorry, for softball. I think there's 8 of them. And then the outfields is usually where people set up their blankets and picnic areas. So just get up to the sign here and you'll see Belvedere Castle, and right in front of it is Turtle Pond. And the Met is just on the other side of that hill right there. There's Belvedere Castle. Kind of a cool picture. And then Turtle Pond is right in front of it. This area here is very busy during the spring and summer and fall months.
No.
That poor dog just wanted to get messy. That's a nice little cool shot. That tunnel down there that's all lit up. There's usually somebody playing jazz in there. You kind of see the obelisk we walked by behind those trees on the left right there. Maybe if I turn that way, you can kind of see it right there in the foreground. So this walk across the park, I mean, it's literally Central Park West on one side and Fifth Avenue on the other side, the park in the middle, and that's, roughly between home and the Met. It's about a 20-25 minute walk. This guy wants to go. There's the obelisk. Yeah, there's usually somebody playing some sort of instrument. Might be a little bit too early. So this is when we come out of the tunnel. This is the back side of the Met. So we'll go walk around the whole thing. I was thinking a lot about journaling this week. And I wonder, I didn't journal. I did not journal as a youngin. But I certainly wish that I was encouraged to journal when I was a kid. And mainly the reason why I was thinking about journaling is, well, maybe one general thing and one specific thing. One specific thing is the war that's going on right now and how I feel about it. And I'm wondering, I kind of like that reflection in the side of the Met. I did bring a wider lens as well as the long lens, just in case today. They mentioned that street on 81st that goes through the park. You can see it come out right here. You can see the incline of the street. Also, dogs are allowed to be off leash in Central Park before 9 a.m. In case you're wondering why all these dogs are running around in the park. So a little birdie whispered to me that it's a mile, or it's been a mile. So roughly a mile between, or getting across the park, at least the route that I took. This morning, the suggestion was I go through the ramble, and I just easily get lost in the ramble. I've still been in the ramble. Can I get I kind of like the moon there with the overhang of the branch and the building in the front. It's just starting to get light, so it's kind of hard to see where the moon actually is. I think I got it though. Okay, so this is Fifth Avenue. You'll see all of these barricades here. I think they have a half marathon, United Airlines half marathon. I think that used to be the Ukrainian consulate. I think it moved down to maybe like the 50s or 40s. Okay, so the Met will be on our left. If we were to walk up another 8 blocks or so, the Guggenheim would be on the right. Walk up a little bit more, I think the Cooper Hewitt is up there, and the Museum of New York is up there too. Yeah, journaling. So I think specifically, I'd love to know like how I was thinking about like the Iraq War, Desert Storm, Afghanistan. Actually, Afghanistan was a little bit earlier for me. I'm pretty sure that photo has been taken everywhere. So this is usually aligned with vendors. You see some of the chairs that are out here. These are probably holding spots for the different, these are tabletops on this side, and then there's like food vendors on the right. So you'll see the stairs up here on the left. That's the main entrance. And then there's a little entrance here on the left. That's where we go in as members. I remember where I was when the Desert Storm kicked off. I remember where I was when the Iraq War started. I remember where I was when we went after Bin Laden. Huh? I've never seen it before. Next to the tree. So these are the stairs. They've been trying to get people to not sit on the stairs because there's so much traffic going up and down these. Not easy. Yeah, I wonder if there's like a exhibit with, let's see, of bugs and insects. Probably the broader reason is because like human beings have terrible memories. I mean, how I think about what I remember versus actually what happened is never it's never quite the same thing. So at least journaling, I could have recorded my thoughts and how I feel because I know how I feel about it now, but I have a feeling that how I felt about it then is probably a little bit different. Can you feel the difference on the east side? I don't know if you can feel that through the camera, but we're on the east side versus the west side. Love the side streets though, with the sun coming up. So that's looking downtown. You might be able to see, I don't think you can, but you could see the Empire State Building, at least the top of the needle of the Empire State Building. Like I'd probably describe my feelings now of the Iran war as, if I had to sum it up in one word, my feelings, I'd probably think of it as probably gross. I have to imagine the wars earlier, of earlier will, I'd probably think is needed, right? I think I can get on this little island right here. If I can get the cab in the photo. I want to take this photo. Okay, so that was the Met. And breathe. Yeah, you can see the cars coming out. There's a little tunnel there. In that case, they do go under the park. That's the 86th Street thoroughfare, 86, 96. Then I think like 103rd, and then 110th to get to the top of the park. Yeah, and if I looked back, right, as memory would serve me, although this is probably more based in reference and facts, the reason to go to war are probably the same or similar. Yet how I feel and react to them are different. I wish I journaled that stuff. I'm glad I'm picking that up now. Not assuming that in 20 years we're going to be at war again, since we don't really learn our lesson. It wouldn't be surprising. All I know, there's going to be a lot of pissed off Palestinians and Iranians growing up right now. I'd have to think that the majority of people making the decisions today won't be around when the check comes, as they say. I'm guessing there's like a little race right here. So those bikers go by. I think if we cut across here, we'll end up at the north side of the Gray Lawn. Yeah, so this is the Great Lawn. We're at the top of it. Once we get to the apex of the top, there's a great shot of the New York skyline, especially this time of day when the sun's just coming up. That look nice. I usually shoot this on a wide, with a wide lens. We'll see what it looks like in a long lens. Let's see if I can tuck in here. That's not bad because you get the foreground of the softball fields. There's another softball field here, and then these are basketball courts back here. Pretty active area.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what you do.
Not a bad shot, huh? I go around the corner here, grab a shot of the new JP Morgan building. Okay, let's see if we can get is it the Essex? Where are you, buddy? I think that might have been it. Just some red lettering. So you can definitely see the Chrysler building from here. Let's grab a shot of that. I don't know if you can see that white building. There's a big tall building on the left. The next tall building on the left. The next tall building on the left. That white building. That's the one that's on Park Avenue, I think. And they talked about it falling over due to high winds. So they had to restructure the base and the support systems and put pillars into the top. This is like maybe like the 70s or 80s. And they did it all without anyone knowing. Or I should say, without any of the office workers knowing. You can imagine if that thing toppled. Yikes. I don't know if I can see the Empire State Building. I don't think I can. So if we were to walk a little bit north, like maybe 3 blocks, that's the Jackie O Reservoir. This is Seneca Village up here. And it is, or there is a good idea. Like right now, or today, Manhattan is very flat. And there's some grades here and there, but it's not very hilly. And if you look straight ahead, you can see that gigantic rock. I think they left that here just as a remembrance of how hilly it used to be. I think the word Manhattan, Mannahatta, comes from something to do with being hilly. So where we saw what we think is the bike race, that was East Drive. This is West Drive. And you see the motorcycle there, and here comes the bike ride. Here come the bike riders. And there's a plane up there too. Let's see if we can cross here. Morning. Might be able to catch another plane going up to Hudson. Sorry, I was looking to see if I could get the bikers in the foreground with the big city buildings in the background. I don't think I'll be able to do that. I wonder if I'll be able to get it from here though, because I'll come down there and make a left. I wonder if getting over to this street over here might be a little bit better. So that's Central Park West right there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think if I get over here on the left, I might be able to catch the bikes going by in the foreground with those big buildings in the background. I'm just looking to the left to see when they're coming. Let's see, where's a good spot for this? They're coming now, so this side. I guess they're not coming yet. Try to get a little closer so I can get the buildings a little more easily visible. Problem is, the closer I get, the higher chance they will be getting out of frame. They come. I do not think those are going to turn out. I did a walk not last weekend, must have been the weekend before, or yeah, it must have been the weekend before. I took the subway actually up to 96th. Got to walked over to the park, looked at the Alexei Navalny Memorial, and then walked down. I haven't even looked at the footage yet. I think partly because it's very long. I think it was a pretty long walk, like over an hour. Although I think this one's going to be over an hour too. Yeah. Anyway, I still need to edit that one. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. All right, I think I'll walk down, what is this, 85th? And then cut down Columbus. Kind of nice to see Columbus. Ooh, it's almost 8 o'clock.